and my happiness is actually fine. It's not a big problem. If you did choose to annex it, you would see that there's a couple of more lines in the unhappiness section at the bottom, the red section, that will tell you exactly how much unhappiness you're getting from Lyon, from it being a captured city. And the moment that I take the city, so my little samurai moved in, the city is in resistance. It's not really accepting my rule quite yet, so it's not producing anything right now. The citizens aren't working. It's not doing anything useful yet, and you'll see that the hit points for the city are at half, so they're slowly regenerating. And there's a little icon, the icon here, which states that the city is a puppet. So I can't make any decisions for it, but if I click on the city, there we go, it will tell me that I can annex the city if I want to, but I'm going to leave it as a puppet for now. And as you can see, there was a catapult inside the city. Capturing the city has destroyed the unit directly inside the city. So if you station a unit to protect the city, to boost its combat strength, that unit doesn't do anything. If you have it, if it's a range unit, for example, and you have it attack enemies outside the city, it will consume, it will not provide a boost to the combat strength of the city, first of all. And then as long as it's in the city, if the city's attacked and captured, you'll lose that unit inside the city too. So it's kind of a gamble. You have to make sure that your city can hold, otherwise you lose the city and the unit defending it. In this case, Napoleon probably would have been better off moving the catapult back. Oh well. So Trebuchet is done, Samurai is done. I am going to move my crossbowmen on top here. I haven't gained access to any new resources by getting this. The iron is still within French borders because it's Paris right here that's controlling it. But I did gain a bit of territory here, and you see 1, 2, 3 hexes between Kagoshima and Lyon. That's not too bad. Lyon's a coastal city, so we'll get access to the ocean here, which isn't too bad yet. So let's see, let's continue moving south. I have my samurai here. If I choose to attack the swordsman here, it'll be a pretty big victory. If you look at the tooltip, I'm going to talk a little more about the tooltip now. The tooltip, first of all, is going to just give you a quick summary of the bonuses that you have if you choose to attack the unit that you're hovering your cursor on right now with the unit that you have selected. So I have my samurai selected, and it says that if I attack here, it's going to be a major victory, which is the kind of outcome that you want. If it's a bad outcome, the outcome will be listed in red, and if it's a stalemate, which is when both units are fairly equivalent, it will be listed in yellow, so you want that to be in green. And so major victory means that this is going to be a battle in my favor. Now, it says, if you look, the first row on top says how much damage I'm going to inflict on the left side, and how much damage the swordsman is going to inflict on the right side. So I'm going to inflict 9 damage with my samurai. I'm going to take 3. And this is pretty much just a factor of the combat strength, which are listed in the next row. So on the left it says that my combat strength with my samurai is going to be 25.2, the second row, not the first one, and the combat strength of the swordsman is going to be 13.75. Now, the combat strength of a swordsman is usually 11 and 18 for a samurai, so why those values? Well, because of modifiers. There are a lot of modifiers that improve or that reduce the combat strength of other units, and in this case, there are a couple of modifiers in my favor, and there's one in the favor of the French swordsman. So the one on the right is the Terran modifier. The swordsman's in the forest. It's in rough terrain, so it's getting a defensive bonus, obviously, to help it. So it's good positioning for it. On the left side, I have 2 modifiers in my favor. I have plus 25% because I have the Great General right here, which is in range. And then I'm also getting plus 15% for an adjacent friendly unit. Now, that plus 15 percent bonus is actually because I have the honor policy right here, discipline. It's plus 15% combat for military units which have another military unit in an adjacent tile. So basically, I have my samurai here, and it's got a couple of friendly knights backing it up. So if it attacks, I am going to get a bonus, but that's not quite right, because if I want to attack the swordsman here, I have to move to this tile here, and I won't have a knight next to me at that point. So you have to be very careful, because when you do this, when you try to look at the tooltip to see how big a victory it will be, it's calculating based on the current circumstances. But I could, with this unit here, look at the circumstances of a unit 10 hexes away, and that would be a good calculation of the battle, because there's quite a few factors that would be different once I move over there. So if I really want to get an accurate representation, I have to move my samurai here. Now they're ready to engage, and you can see that this is still a major victory, but the damage is going to be a little less. I'm going to inflict 8 damage instead of 9, and they're going to inflict 4 damage instead of 3, because I lost my discipline bonus, so my combat strength went down to 22.5. However, I move my knight down here, and my samurai gets their adjacent friendly unit bonus back. Haha. And even better than this, let's say I move my knight down here, because I want to explore, and I'm going to move my great general down here to kind of back them up. These units are still in range, but nobody can go through those units to capture my general, so I'm feeling fairly safe. And I'm going to move my little knight down here. There we go. So let's see, I look again at the attack. It's even going to be better, because I'm getting another bonus. If you look on the left side, I'm getting a flanking bonus now. Flanking is kind of the mirror effect of discipline. Discipline is when my unit has a buddy in a tile adjacent to it. Flanking is when I have a friendly unit which is also next to the enemy unit. So discipline boosts my unit, whether it's attacked or whether it decides to attack. Flanking is an offensive only bonus, which basically the knight here is kind of taking away, it's kind of focusing some of the swordsman attention on it so that my samurai can deal more damage. So flanking is a very, very powerful bonus to focus on. And that's why when you're moving your units around, I usually recommend that you move them as a whole. If I just picked my samurai here, I selected them, then just attacked the swordsman, I would have had a harder time than as I do right now by just moving my units as a whole, kind of moving my battle lines and getting the flanking bonuses from other units. The bonuses can even be worse. It can even be, well, in my case, better. If I move here to capture this worker with my knight, I select my swordsman. Now that I have 2 friendly units bracketing this swordsman, I get a plus 30% flanking bonus. So my combat strength right now is at 30.6 with my samurai, which is a lot higher than its 18 base. And so my samurai are going to really demolish this swordsman here, and they're going to move into a forest, which is going to be very defensible. This little knight here is also going to be in a forest, but knights don't get defensive bonuses, so it's not really a big deal. This knight here is a little exposed, but as I can see right now, all that's down here is workers. I'm not that worried. And Paris, as you can tell, has only a combat strength of 14. It is built in a desert, which is, wow, that is going to be hardly defensible for the French. I'm going to really rock Paris very quickly, so I'm going to attack my samurai. Oh, and look at that. My attack was repelled. Now, I did take less damage than was anticipated. I was supposed to take 3 damage. I took only 2. But I did do only 8 damage instead of 10. Now, why is that? Because if you select my samurai here, it did say 10-3. There's a little bit of randomness to combat. There is always a roll of the dice whenever combat's calculated in Civ 5, but there's a little bit of randomness to it. So the tooltip right here is an approximation. It'll give you a pretty good idea of how combat will go. But if it says 10 damage, sometimes it's 9, sometimes it's 8, and if it says, 5 damage on the other hand, sometimes it's going to be 4, sometimes it's going to be 6. So that's why you always want to maximize the factors in your favor and minimize the factors working against you, because you want to try to kind of compensate for that randomness. So right now, I kind of got screwed a little bit by the roll of the dice. My samurai wasn't able to move into this style and to kind of move into attacking Paris range. However, this swordsman is severely weakened. As you can see right now, with only 2 hit points left, if I attack it, I'm going to take very little damage. I'm only going to take 1 damage from it. Same if I attack with this knight or with this one. This knight's actually going to get a further bonus, which I can't really read what it is. It's going to get like another plus 30 bonus or something. But I'm using the large interface, so I can't tell what it is. Oh well. So yeah, right now my general's here, so it's giving a boost to all those units. My crossbowman's moved. Everything here is moved. So you can see that in a couple of turns, I took Lyon, I moved within range of attacking Paris. I've severely wounded this swordsman. I killed another swordsman. So if you play your cards right, combat will go very quickly. I do have a couple of promotions because I have one swordsman here that just came out. Now, this swordsman I don't really feel like giving a promotion just yet. And there was a horseman around here, but I'm not sure where it went. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this swordsman to Edinburgh. Going to garrison it, so you can see that the combat strength here has gone up for Edinburgh because there's the samurai protecting it right now. And so if there's a horseman that tries something sneaky up here, this samurai will be able to stop it. And so I'll right-click this notification. And there we go, I have a second samurai here. Oh yeah, that's right, I purchased a samurai, I think, so that's why I had 2 samurais in this city. Now this samurai, actually no, this was a samurai that I upgraded, I think. Yeah, there we go. This samurai I am going to move down here. And now I have this worker here, which just made a farm here. Do I have any land to improve? Yes, I have this hill. And I captured this worker just before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it here. And then I'm going to order it to build a road to Lyon. And then once I've connected Lyon to this road here, it'll be connected to the rest of my capital, to the rest of my trade network. So I'll get a trade route here. And you can see that the French are very nice. They've already been building a road here. So once I capture Paris, I'll just have to build a road in this style here, and Paris will also be connected. So I'll build a road. Actually, no, I'll use another button, Route to mode. This is a very convenient button because once you select this, you'll get this little cursor here with the green hex. And what this tells the worker to do is to build a road between its current position and the hex on which you click. So if I click on the hex here, which is just to the right and under it, it'll start by building a road in its hex because there's no road. And then it will build a road in this hex too after it's done. So it kind of automates the worker. It tells it to build a road all the way to where I click. And so that's very convenient for constructing long roads. So I'm just going to do that. It's going to automate the worker. And then I have my other worker here. It could build food here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually build... Actually, hang on. There's a pasture here. So there's a horse. I'm going to pasture that. It will give me more horses. And I'm going to build a farm here because this farm will have fresh water, which the other one will not. And I have this worker here, which is kind of done improving Satsuma. It's going to be done in 5 turns, expanding borders to one of those. Is there anything cheap that I could buy? Not really. I'm kind of low on gold anyway. This great general, I am going to leave here. I don't really know what to do with this worker. I could improve this here. Do I have... Actually, hang on. Do I have engineering? Yes, engineering lets me build lumber mills. Yeah, duh. I have a bunch of lumber mills here. So I'm going to move my worker down here. I'm going to build a lumber mill in this forest here to boost the production. Actually, I could just chop the forest and get another farm because it will still give me a lot of production just because it's on a hill, and since it's next to a lake, it'll give me bonus food. Yeah, I think I'll actually make a farm here. It's an even better idea. And now I have this swordsman going down this way, so I am not going to give it its promotion just yet. And I finished a samurai here. So let's see. Happiness is pretty good. I could make some more units, but my army is fairly solid, so what I think I'll do is I'll build a monastery, which will give it 3 culture base and then +2 from the incense here. So this will be a 5 culture bonus for +3. I don't really need to build happiness producing buildings because right now I'm fine. Although actually no, never mind. I'll build a workshop first because the workshop makes building other buildings a lot easier. There we go. Yeah. And in here I finished a samurai. Also I could build a monastery too because I have wine and incense, and I finished my monastery here. So wow, yeah, my workshop. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be going for the monastery. 6 turns. I'll give it +7 culture, which is wow, a lot of culture.